By the way,
Good
before
for
we get
you.
started, the guy who wants so much attention, trying to hog the spotlight on Easter, so fitting for OBJ.
I
By the
know,
way,
for real. Let Jesus rise. Don't
It's like,
freaking take his
and then sign your
spotlight.
contract.
I know. Odell Beckham Jr. signed a 1-year deal with the Baltimore Ravens. Gilbert, does this mean that Lamar and the Ravens are close on a deal? And how do you think OBJ will fit with Lamar? And does this make the Ravens favorites in the AFC North?
You know, at first I didn't like this deal at all for the Ravens because you're paying a guy like when I saw the contract and it said up to $18 million, I'm like up to like it's gotta like okay, the base has to be like 5 million. No way OBJ is getting close to $18 million. Like he hasn't played in over a year. So many injury. He's about to be like 30, I think. I forget what age he is. But he's been in the league since 2014. I remember that draft. And when the contract came out that guaranteed $15 million, like $15 million or OBJ, like what year is this? I was like, okay, I got to bash the Ravens for this. But then I started thinking, you see Lamar Jackson and OBJ talking on social media, FaceTiming, doing the screenshots on Instagram. If it costs you $15 million to force Lamar Jackson to bring down his price, just sign the freaking contract and let's get this over with. It might be worth it just for Lamar Jackson's sake. But the whole OBJ thing, like I don't know, and like Fran, the players are not good GMs, and maybe it was Lamar saying, "Get my boy OBJ, and then I'll sign your freaking terrible contract. We'll stop complaining and we'll make it happen." For that sense, I like it. For contending in the AFC North, doesn't make a difference. Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, they still reside in the AFC North. The Bengals are still the favorite in the AFC North.
Yeah. I remember
Bash it.
when Odell Beckham Jr. and Baker Mayfield FaceTimed each other a couple of years ago when he got traded to the Browns. So
Good memory.
uh, I hope OBJ likes blocking. I hope he's very good at blocking. And I just don't see how this is gonna work out. Even if Lamar is like good to go, like I just don't see if Odell's the kind of guy that's gonna fit with Lamar. Like there's other receivers that I think could have helped benefit more. But I mean, I guess and for OBJ, like, why would you want to go here? Like, I'm not talking about going to you, but like you wouldn't have gone to Kansas City for like 10 mil, like a 1-year $10 million contract. Like, I would have rather gone to KC and play with Patrick Mahomes or somewhere. Here, you're gonna get lost in the sauce, dude. Like, especially if Lamar leaves, like I don't know. I don't know if I would have gone here, especially if his stats aren't up to it. If he doesn't catch as many touchdowns or anything like that, I just see this as like one of those things where it could end. I just see it ending terribly for everybody, for John Harbaugh, for Lamar Jackson, and for OBJ. I just see this ending terribly. I didn't like this at all, but I mean, I guess we'll see, and we'll see what happens in the future. But I just don't like this. And then obviously, I don't think that Lamar Jackson deal is almost done. I don't think this puts it over the hill. I think if anything, now Lamar really is going to look around and be like, okay, like where else can I go? Is there any other place? Like, let me try and find somewhere, especially if like the Colts, like if I was the Colts or the Patriots or one of these teams, and if the Patriots really don't like Mike Jones, go get Lamar Jackson. I mean, I just don't
Mike
know.
Jones.
I don't know what they're going to do. I just don't, I don't see this like, okay, you got me Lamar Jackson and like, or Lamar Jackson,
OBJ.
OBJ. Like that would have been cool a couple of years ago, but now I don't know what he has left. Like I don't know if he's still good. I saw him catching shorts. Like okay, cool, but can he still hang on the football field? The last time we saw him, he actually did play really well in that Super Bowl game. But
Yeah.
I mean, it's been a
He
year
would
and a
have
half
won
now,
MVP, I
and
think.
yeah. I thought he was gonna win MVP to be honest. But I guess we'll see. I mean, I'm just not a big fan of this at all. But
Honestly, sorry,
it doesn't
one more
make
thing,
him contenders
Fernando.
in the AFC.
Not contender, you said? Sorry.
No, no.
Yes, definitely. Well, they'll
Their
be in the
defense is
mix.
falling off as well.
Yeah, that too. And with the Ravens, not to get a Ravens show, but they spent a lot of draft capital on some really good prospects last year. They haven't really done much. We'll see how they do in year two. But
And I think John Harbaugh needs a change, by the way.
change.
I think he needs after the season he should
Oh,
consider.
hmm.
Yeah.
We'll see about that one. But he will be a hot commodity, and he'll be like the Sean Payton this year. But if that were to happen, we'll rewind the video like we do for 5 years from now, and the engagement question of the week. And real quick, Fernando, I honestly think it was about the money for OBJ. Like this guy
100%.
knows he's probably done. He has a lot of injuries. You gotta guarantee some money for yourself. Maybe in his head's like, hey, it's like a 3-year, $5 million a year contract for me because the Jets he gave the Jets a chance to match. They're like, you're crazy, man. We're not gonna do
Yeah.
that. So I think it was about the money. He probably couldn't care less about Lamar Jackson signing on the dotted line. So we'll see about that. But he got his money,
You could
and
have
I
played
think
with Aaron Rodgers.
yeah. But that's what tells me I think he cared more about the money. And no knock on that. Get your money, man.
Not just that, but I mean, if he comes into the Jets and maybe like Garrett Wilson, like, do you really want your young quarterback? And I don't know how OBJ is in the locker room because the Rams, all they did was rave about him. But the thing is, there you had veterans in that locker room that would probably, he knew he needed to calm down, relax, and he couldn't say much. Here, who knows how it's going to be, but very interesting.